and just to do some wrapping up. So we've been thinking all morning about this theme of representation. And I think one of the big takeaways for me is how we hold each other to account for our actions and our commitments. We always ask people to do a diverse ed pledge at the end of our events, but we need to make sure that it's not passive, that it's active. We talk about our young people need to be upstanders and not bystanders. We need to take that onto account as well as adults, that we need to be active, we need to be doing the actions, we need to be upstanding, and not just talking about it, but actually walking it in our spaces as well. So I want you all to think about what is a commitment, a call to action that you can articulate in the social media spaces that you're on, or even in the chat, or write it down so that you're going to hold yourself accountable and able to actually fulfill it. And just some things to think about. Is it going to be a pledge to model pronouns, and think about how we celebrate identities by modeling other people's pronouns, and when we get them wrong, like I did today, apologizing. Is it about names? And Malavila's brilliant presentation about pronouncing people's names right. I got her name wrong several times in today's presentation. Holding ourselves to account around that pronunciation, and not letting our names be shortened and kind of abridged. Someone tagged in the chat earlier on, there's a brilliant website about the names we use for parents and carers, and not calling adults mum and dad in meetings, because they are human beings with identities and names as well. So have a look at that Twitter handle about Don't Call Me Mum, I think it's called. Other things that came up around giving permission, being invited into spaces, getting curious, lots of things to think about. And before we wrap up, I just want to say the names of a few people who we've lost in the last few months, who have been advocates for this work for a long time, and we need to keep their names alive and their stories going. So in the last couple of months, we've lost Desmond Tutu, we've lost Sydney Poitier, we've lost Betty White. Thinking about how we can acknowledge and celebrate the contributions these individuals have made to the conversation, and keep those narratives alive is really important as well. So thank you so much for joining us this morning live. Thank you to all of our fantastic presenters on sharing such richness and such diversity in your thinking and experiences. Please do share your pledge, and we will email you at the start of next week with the link to the recording. So if you didn't manage to join it live, you can watch it back. I know lots of you have asked for the slides. We're not showing the slides, but some of the speakers might, but you can watch the replay. So have a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for your time this morning.